Hey, welcome to a brand new edition to today's Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, your host, and I'm glad you're here today. We got a brand new spanking episode for you today, and I'm glad you're here to enjoy each and every part of the episode. Our flagship topic of the day is going to be about one simple change. Which one simple change you can make in your life, one simple change you can make in your day, in your week, in your month, in your year that will take you to the next level you need to be in business or in life. That's the flagship topic of the day today. But we're also going to touch on a Hollywood star takes on AI by trademarking their video and their voice, why they did that, and what are lessons you can learn from that as well. How Amazon decries a worthless Saks stake in bankruptcy. News of the day, but what that means for you and your business. Yes, Verizon had a huge outing. It is what it is. We'll touch on that. It happens. It's technology. Google's new AI tool links Gmail, search, photos, and YouTube. This is huge. And New York is saying, hey, Uber and DoorDash, y'all not doing so well on tips. So all this and more, how it affects your business on today's brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon. Ayanna, thanks for being here today of the musical web. Honored that you see fit to grace the Rundown with Ramon show with your presence, Ayanna. Thanks for being here today. Sit back, buckle up, and get ready for today's Rundown with Ramon. Welcome back. All right, our flagship topic of the day is all about one small change that you can make, that I can make, that we all can make to live our best lives. We'll touch on that in a minute, but after some of our headlines, which we're going to get into right now. So guess what? Matthew McConaughey has a plan to outsmart artificial intelligence by trademarking himself, reports the Wall Street Journal. It says the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office has approved 8 applications, which include several short video clips and audio of all right. McConaughey is famous as saying, in Dazed and Confused, a movie, I suppose. In an email to the Journal, McConaughey said the idea is to prevent AI fakes and unauthorized use, explaining we want to create a clear perimeter around ownership with consent and attribution, the norm in an AI world. What does this mean for you and your business? Sometimes you can't do anything except legally protect yourself. And even when you legally protect yourself, do you understand? It takes money to go to court, money to hire a lawyer, it takes your time, your mental anguish. So kudos to Matthew McConaughey. He's saying, I don't know where AI is going. I don't know what the rules will be, but there's one thing I know. There's this thing called copyright, trademark protection. You can trademark who you are. You can legally protect it in some way, shape, or form. So he said, hey, let me do what I can. Maybe I can't trademark my whole world, but I can take a few of the assets that people may want and I can trademark those. So kudos to Matthew McConaughey. He's like, you know what? Let me do what I can do. So I want you to think about this in your business. Maybe you're trying to do this, that, or the other, and you're trying things, but sometimes lesson learned, maybe it's just in a court with the best way you can protect yourself and not just protect yourself after the fact, but you can see things coming, things that not have even happened bad yet, and say, let me get ahead of this and do what I can to protect myself. Alexandra Nicole, glad you're here today. EYG Events. Welcome to a brand new day, Alexandra. Appreciate you being here on today's Rundown with Ramon. Again, our flagship topic of the day today is all about one small change. We'll get to that in just a few minutes on today's Rundown with Ramon. Amazon is decrying, ding, 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 ding. Amazon is saying, hey, there's a worthless Saks stake because Saks Fifth Avenue is declaring bankruptcy. At least one major player, according to LinkedIn News, is not happy with Saks Global's decision to file for bankruptcy. In newly filed court documents, Amazon claims the luxury retailer violated the terms of a deal to sell Saks products on its website, leaving the e-commerce giant's investment presumptively worthless. Amazon took a minority stake in Saks in 2024 because they wanted to help push the upscale store to buy a rival, Neiman Marcus. So Amazon invested into Saks, helping Saks buy a rival. That was probably a rival for both of them. And then Amazon said, if we help Saks, Saks will buy Neiman. We'll get some money on that. And Saks said, we'll pay you $900 million over 8 years. That's about $100 million a year. But now that Saks is declaring bankruptcy, they're out of that. So talking about legal protection, now, these are big boys and girls problems. I don't deal in $1 billion problems, but there's a lesson learned. One, Amazon invested in person A to help person A buy person B, so both would rise and Amazon could get a part of that. That's strategic. I like that. As God blesses me with more income, I want to invest in other communities, other properties, digital properties, other areas to help them grow so I can get a piece of that. But then the other side of that, you can't predict the future, can't predict the economy, don't know if that deal you structured that you thought was going to work is really going to work. So, hey, lesson of the day, be strategic, do things, but note that sometimes it may not work out like you thought. Hey, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon, reminding you of a few things. Many of you said, Ramon, we want to work with you. Can you coach us? Can you consult us? Can you help us? Well, now you can. Check me out on a brand new offering called Ramon Office Hours, where we are mentoring and coaching people how to grow and take their businesses to the next level. Check out RamonOfficeHours.com, RamonOfficeHours.com for me, Ramon Ray, to help you, coach you, mentor you, to help take your business to the next level. RamonOfficeHours.com. Next up, flagship topic of the day today. We just talked about Amazon. We talked about Hollywood stars. Y'all know Verizon was out for a minute, 12 hours or so yesterday. I get it. It's a big deal. People are poking fun of Verizon, but you know what? This is the name of the game. I just posted an article on Zone of Genius. Cloudflare was out some months ago. Companies are going to go down. This is the nature of technology. But being out for a day, yes, it probably caused somebody big harm. It could have had a catastrophic loss for somebody. But these things happen, and you just got to have backup plans. You just got to know what to do when it goes down. What should you be doing with your time? That's the time to write letters to customers. That's the time to pick up the phone. Well, I guess you can't pick up the phone. That's the time to queue up SMS messages for your customers, for your community. There's a lot of things you can do at 12 hours, even if your cell phone service is down. So don't get all twisted up in here. We can move on and keep moving on. But this is interesting. Ding, 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 ding. From LinkedIn headlines, Google's new AI tool links Gmail, search, photos, and YouTube. This is big. This is big. And this is why Anthropic, they're a small upstart, hard to beat Gmail or Google, hard to beat Microsoft. ChatGPT, really nice and cool tool, but it's going to be hard to go against Gemini. In the race for artificial intelligence dominance, Google has a distinct advantage over rivals, unmatched access to users' personal data. Seizing on this key differentiator, as Google calls it, the tech giant has released a new AI tool that proactively collects and connects information across Gmail, Google Photos, YouTube, and Search to help its chat bot, Gemini. Gemini provide more personalized results. The opt-in features, dubbed personal intelligence, aims to compete with Apple Intelligence and OpenAI's ChatGPT. It will initially be available to paying U.S. subscribers. This is big. Now, people may think this is a privacy invasion and not good. On the other hand, don't you want to get the detailed information you want? Alexandria is searching on, hey, I'm searching on a brand new pair of shoes to go with the bag that I got, and I'm going out to Miami, and then I'm going to fly to Aruba. Don't she kind of want Google to know everything about her and give her the best result? Anna's like, hey, I'm looking for a brand new backpack because I have a big deal in Carnegie Hall or some big place playing, doing a piano recital. And by the way, with that, I need 3 new video cameras. What should I get? And Google knows all about her and can provide her the best recommendation. I want that. So I get it. There's the privacy issue. But let me let y'all in with a little secret. Privacy's gone, people. There is no privacy. There's no privacy unless you're hiding on a mountain with no electricity, no power, and you're not using your cell phone, you're not on social media. There is no privacy. There's no privacy. All the bots are hearing my voice now and knowing what I'm saying. There's no privacy. So you might as well embrace it, go all in, and let it help you. That's my 2 cents on that. Ding, 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 ding. This is an interesting case. New York is knocking Uber and DoorDash over tips. Here's the bottom line. Uber and DoorDash delivery workers in New York City have lost out on more than $550 million in tips thanks to changes to both companies' apps interfaces, according to New York City's Department of Consumer and Worker Protection. Now, the agency's report says the companies moved the tip prompts on their apps to appear after checkout, following the implementation of new pay standards in 2023. So here's the bottom line. Before, you were on the checkout app, and maybe the checkout, fees were lower. So they said, hey, small little fee, and what do you want to pay in tips? But it looks like now fees are bigger, so you order sushi for $30, and then there's a fee for $10. Uber's like, nah, let them pay this fee, and then after they pay it all, now they can add a tip. We don't want to lose money. This is what it is. I get it. That's a business decision. But the Department of Consumer Protection is saying your employees, and not really employees, your freelancers aren't getting paid. So here's my point of why I share this, what this means for business. I don't know what the right answer is on this. I don't know. As a business owner, I need to maximize my profits. Now, I'll never hurt my team. I'll never hurt my freelancers. I never have, never will. I pay well, I tip well, I pay more. I add more money to them and give them bonuses and stuff. But I need to also be beholden to my business. You know what I'm saying? I need to be judicial. I need to maximize my profit. I need to pay myself. I need to work on my family's generation of wealth. I want to give back to my community. So if I've hired Denny, I agreed to pay Denny $50,000 a year, $100,000 a year, whatever it is, and that's that. He needs to negotiate that. But my point being is that it's not we want people to be paid more. We want the world to be paid well. But it is what it is. This is the do we want a world where the government dictates everything and says, here's the fees? I think that market economics actually works better. My name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Let's get with the flagship topic of the day. Are you ready to make a change to be the best version of yourself? If you are willing to make a change to be the best version of yourself, do you understand that it's not the big changes that will often make a difference in what you're doing and who you are? I've been on the treadmill now for several weeks, and I've been regularly exercising my whole life, but on the treadmill at 4.2, before it was 4.1, it's the small incremental change. I'm not trying to be there on the treadmill for an hour. I'm not trying to walk for 5 miles. Before, maybe I couldn't do a mile. Now I'm doing 2 miles. Now I'm doing a little more than 2 miles. Before, maybe I could do 3 pull-ups. Now I can do 10 pull-ups. Now maybe I'm on the way to 20 pull-ups. And the reason I can do this is because of the incremental change. We humans were not made to make big changes. We can't make big changes. Even athletes, special forces, when they do their training, they don't do it all in one day, even all in 1 week. They incrementally have evolutions that make it harder and harder and harder with training and training and training to get you there. The other thing about making small changes, you see this in even the survival movies. They say, don't worry about trying to do this big thing. Just when you get on that beach and you're all alone, if you've seen those alone movies, just make one small win that you were able to start a fire. Don't try to catch fish yet. Just start a fire. So my point being today, if you're looking to change, if you're looking to do better, you're looking to grow, don't try to worry about the 10 years down the road, a year down the road. Just focus on what you can do today. When I got up today, and I put this in my stories, those of you who are not following me on Instagram, you should, or Facebook, you should. I do a story just about every single day to inspire you. It goes away after 24 hours. But I shared today, I got out of bed a little late. It was intentionally. I'll just be a little TMI. I stayed in a little late. My wife wanted to cozy up with me a bit more, so we stayed in bed together just for a bit. She's sleeping a lot later than me, but me, I wake up at 5 a.m., so I stayed in bed a little longer, intentionally. But me staying in bed about 10, 20 minutes longer meant that kind of changed my schedule for my workout schedule, my breakfast schedule, other things I do in the morning, my devotion schedule. I did those things, but guess what I had to skip? Guess what I didn't do? I didn't have breakfast yet. I'll get that after I finish the Rundown with Ramon. But my point is one small change, incremental change. Incremental differences are probably some of the best ways to make the biggest results. You look at your finances, you're trying to change your finances, trying to get out of debt. It's often one small change. Look at fatherhood. You're trying to be a better father. It's often the one small change. You can't be a better father and erase all the bad you may have done or even get better. I haven't been a bad father. I want to be better. But it's one small change I can make. Let me DM my daughter, leave her a voice message and tell her I love her. Tell her what a good mother she is, what a good wife she is. Let me do that one small change. Being a better mother. Maybe you weren't so great of a mother growing up, or maybe you're a great mother and want to do better. Make one small change. Mother, stop nagging your kids and momming them all the time. Maybe you have bad habits. Maybe you're trying to stop smoking, trying to stop some addiction, trying to stop looking at something or whatever it may be. Maybe you can't stop it all at once, but you can do one small change. Maybe in your professional career, you're trying to get better, trying to do this. Maybe instead of trying to do all this and get a much bigger job, maybe just focus on how can I be recognized by my boss better. So my point today, everybody, one small change is the focus I want us to do. One small change. Don't focus on trying to do everything at once. Focus on one small change. My name is Ramon Ray. By the way, if you have a question for me, anything you want me to answer about your business, about your life, or just question about for me, let me know. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Before we come back, or what I want to talk about is acknowledgement to some things I'm working on. One, I encourage you to be safe. Thanks to our friends at Bitdefender. They talk about, listen, you go home at night, you lock the door of your house. Click, click. You leave your car, you lock your car door, boop, boop. But is your business secure? Is your business secure? I encourage you to go to bitdefender.com/Ramon, bitdefender.com/Ramon, and make sure that your small business is secure. bitdefender.com/Ramon and secure your small business. You'll thank me later. I encourage you, if you're not signed up to the Zone of Genius email newsletter, it is good. Go to zoneofgenius.com/subscribe, zoneofgenius.com/subscribe, and sign up for the Zone of Genius email newsletter. You want to do that. And if you want to know where I'm going to be at in the next few weeks, check me out at the Youth Leadership Conference, IYMS.world, IYMS.world in Myrtle Beach, IYMS.world Youth Leadership Conference. I'll be at Creative Con in February. We have some big hitters there. David Meltzer, James Orsini, former president of VaynerX, John Lee, and some other speakers are going to be there. I'll be hosting that, creativecon.com with an 8, CreativeCon. Check out my friends at Scale with Stability, that you can scale and grow your business and still be stable. Check out Scale with Stability. Again, my name is Ramon, everybody. This is The Rundown with Ramon. Glad you're here today as we rock and roll and go forward. Dr. Jeannie's in the house. Appreciate you, Dr. Jeannie. Small change. That's correct. Small change, not the big ones. Alexandra Nicole, always coming in with amazing question. Thank you, Alexandra, for seeing value in The Rundown with Ramon. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. What's the most underrated skill for leaders today? Ooh, what a question. I think one of the most underrated skill for leaders, now the good leaders don't have this problem. The most underrated skill for leaders is the ability to listen, be reflective, and understand that you could be the problem. That's what I see. When I say that, I don't mean good leaders that have it all dialed in, but those who are put in charge, those who have authority, those who have said, you're leading the youth group, you're leading the choir, you're in charge of these 5 people in the manufacturing plant. We've not been trained to listen. We've not been trained to be empathetic. We've not been trained to think, maybe this junior staff member is right and maybe I'm wrong. You can still lead. Part of leadership is just bringing people together and motivating them to greatness. That's all being a leader is, in my opinion. It's not being the smartest person. It's not being the smartest person. That's what it is to be a leader. Love that question from Alexandra Nicole. Check her out at EYGEvents.com. Appreciate your question, Alexandra Nicole. Next up, question from Denny, who asked, do you advice on inspiring business owners to make positive changes in a B2B setting? That's a very big, complex question. And Denny, I love it. I find that, Denny, here's the thing. B2B settings, Denny, are no different than B2C or anything. B2B settings are made up of people. So when I deal with leaders at large brands, they're people. They like to laugh. They want to chuckle. They have mothers who are getting old, daddies who are getting old. They have addiction issues. They have issues in their life and all the things you don't have to say overtly like that. But I can stop and let's say I'm working with you, Denny, selling you on a big telecommunications deal. I can pause and say, Denny, by the way, before we get to this contract, just want you to know my daughter's having a baby, my son's having a baby as well, and I'll be a 2-time grandfather soon. And I just came back from Budapest a few months ago and had a good time there. Denny, before we get into this contract, what about you? What's going on in your world? Let me know about you a bit. Ooh, Denny, that builds a relationship. It makes it, ooh, you can feel the hot sauce. You can feel it. So I get you when you say B2B, but let's remember that humans are humans no matter where we are. Darlene, glad you're here, Darlene. Get Desky. Love it. Glad you're all here. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This has been a special edition of The Rundown with Ramon because every edition is special, and I enjoy having you all here. I want to give you one reminder from D.L. Hughley as we get ready to close out. D.L., you talked about smile and the importance of presentation. Can you just repeat that again? Why that smile and how you
remember when Magic Johnson got all his business opportunities. In addition to, he was a great athlete. There were a lot of great athletes, but what did he have? A smile. They said he had a smile that would light up a room. Because, yeah, you can do your job, but to be trusted, it means affable. It means that you're approachable. It means that you are warm. And I think because we've grown up where a smile to our detriment in our communities, we haven't understood that we in a different environment, in the corporate environment, in an environment where you're trying to ask somebody for something. They have to see you as affable, as trustworthy.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
There's nothing to hide.
Thank you so much. What a great way to end the day. I have that video in my queue that I can hit the button and play at any time. It's a good reminder to all of us. Man, your smile. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Thank you for being here today in the live show. Thank you for those of you who will be listening to it on the replay. Alexandria and Darlene and Denny and Dr. Jeannie and Ayanna and so many others. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Have a blessed, beautiful day. Go make a difference in the world. Make the world a better place because we need you to keep showing up. Thanks for being here.